I'm gonna play the theme song. Welcome to 155 Pod. My name is Josiah Hughes, and we are in the midst of the OffspringNovember. And I'm joined, as always, by what's your name again?
My name is Brian.
Murder Brian.
I've been using Murder Brian.
He sounds more like a Canadian nerd
like my cool
now.
Fake punk name.
Murder Brian lost the battle with John Cullen, and that's kind of. I think you're kind of a cross between Murder Brian and John Cullen. I think, is that fair? A guy who knows about sports and knows how to host things, and then a guy who knows about new metal. You're both. Why do we ever talk to those people? You're both.
Yeah, it's true. You should just be talking to me. You're out here sort of always looking for something better.
It's
like
true.
Hoping that finally you'll find
the
right co-host for you. And the fact is, you got steak at home. Why go out for hamburger, baby?
Oh, that's a good one. And unlike the buying the milk cow thing, which, by the way, I'm going to start doing this off the top, too, because I don't know if everyone knows that Blink-155 is back for season 2. And the reason I wanted to bring it up is because we're bringing back all kinds of old tricks. You know, I did a pun for a song title. There's all kinds of shit going on. One thing that's back is sort of the official, unofficial Sam saying, welcome to Blink-155, the internet's only something. And I just remembered while we were doing this that when I posted the new episode of Blink-155 today, no one's noticed this yet as of recording time. And I think hopefully you've survived the torrent of call-outs that are coming your way. You did say welcome to 155 on the newest Blink 155. And that's just...
Sorry.
That's just like, come on, man. Have some respect.
I haven't had a chance to be on the Discord much today since that episode came out, but I did see somebody also making fun of me for getting the year wrong for a Blink album, by about a decade, a little over a decade. I was wrong.
Like complaining that we're getting the year of a Blink album wrong by over a decade. That's on you. If you're still listening to the show and you know
that's
what year
I agree.
Blink albums
I agree.
came out. Another thing that's funny that happened today, and this kind of, we'll play into maybe our episode a little bit this week. I will talk a little bit more about this type of thing later, but I don't know if you saw this. I know you are quite busy. You're a working man, and it seems like you actually do work.
Just making deals.
I have a job, which means I'm just kind of sitting here all the time. But you have a job. You work for yourself, kind of making deals. So you're busy all the time.
When you work for yourself, it's like that meme where you're like, I have a boss who made me work on weekends, not sleep. I slept at the office. That boss was me. It's sort of like the footprints of the sand for the worst fucking LinkedIn posters in the world.
Posters.
Yeah.
Well, I did it last night before bed. I forgot that I did this. I'm in a group.
This
called,
was good. This is a really. I had a big IRL chortle at this.
I'm in a Facebook group called Casual Christian Comedy 2, and they posted where's Woodstock? It's an image. It's a Peanuts image, probably taken from like a child's book.
A lot of Peanuts chatter on the pod lately.
There's a lot of Peanuts chatter, and it's, maybe this will get you to like them. But it says, when you find Woodstock, say found him, and don't ruin it for others. Thank you. And Woodstock is in the sink on the image, and I commented on this before bed or something. I just said, "Oh, he's in the sink," and I totally forgot about it. And all these old people are yelling at me in Casual Christian Comedy too. I mean, pretty funny thing to just for myself, a present to wake up to. All these angry old people. So, the thing is for me that obviously this is what I do with my time, and I'm approaching 40, and this is kind of how I've decided that I'll probably spend the rest of my life, no matter what platform I'm on, will just be kind of irritating people who don't deserve it in order to make, 15 people laugh or something.
Well, I would say everyone deserves it because what you're doing is punishing people for the simple act of being on the internet. And I do think that we all collectively deserve punishment for that.
Right?
And
okay, that's
you're
fair.
sort of like a grand dispenser of justice online.
I'm just
trying to all of us.
I'm trying to think back, like maybe I used to, I don't know, when I worked at Exclaim magazine, maybe I don't even know, like maybe I would have made fun of album covers. and someone would be like, "Oh, well, look at your album cover," and then like show me my dope album cover, or I'd be like making fun of, I don't know, Metric or something, and someone would be like, "Okay, Blink 182 podcast host," like all these kind of things, and it's finally come home to roost because. Obviously the brands are strong. They're different identities, Blink 155 and 155. Some of us respect that. They're strong. And so this happened today. I finally had it happen. Actually, I think that's not even the first time, but someone at Nathan Hound was getting very upset. And it's not even in my bio, but they replied to this. They must have been clicking around my links to see what I'm working on. And they replied to my Woodstock joke and said, "A person obsessed with the Offspring is a dick? Shocking." And that kind of did hurt. I don't know if I'm obsessed with. I mean, maybe we'll see. It hurt. I don't know.
Bit. You very casually allowed 1 month of Offspring chat to turn into 2. I mean, I think OffspriNovember was really your idea. So I'm on Nathan Hound's side here. I was like, we should do like a really cool and good band.
What would that be? Now, if you are forced at gunpoint to think of a cool and good band, can you do that? That's what I thought. Here's punk news section. Punk news. So if you are new here around these parts, punk news is a phrase that we patented. I was going to say patent pended, but that means we don't have it. But we do, I think.
Yeah, it's not pended. We've simply patent pounded it.
Patent pounding. Patent pounding on the phrase punk news, which is kind of like, what's the news from the punk world nowadays? Sam, do you have some punk news for us this week?
I do, and I thought this is something that you'd really appreciate. This hits a few notes for you. This comes from a favorite website of both of ours, CT or Christianity Today, and it's an interview with a man that you have a great deal of affection for,
Jesus Christ. Bono.
Yeah. So this is the CT interview conducted by Mike Cosper. I guess the CT interview is sort of like a vital feature in this punk magazine that we both follow. Bono's punk rock rebellion was a cry of hopeful lament. Grief and God have been a part of U2's story from the start. Now, a cry of hopeful lament, like.
That's just some Bono shit.
Like, a noun? But you can just hear the most Bono sentence ever.
Yeah. I mean, what's the problem?
Like, I feel like you can lament something hopeful, or you can, cry something hopeful.
It seems like it's I mean, that's what we're gonna do with this. There are so many threads to pull from this rich tapestry, and we're going with the word lament. I think a lament could be. I mean, what even is it in this sentence? An adjective? No. Hopefully.
I think it's a noun.
It's a noun.
Their rebellion was a cry of lament.
Yeah, and I think that does work in the sense that it's probably over time lamentation would be the full noun, and I bet you it's just colloquially abbreviated to lament, probably. I hate to break it to you, but my dad did already send me this article this week, but
wow, so your dad's more on top of punk news than I am.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't read it. I mean, he sent it to me, and I gave it a scroll and was like, there's no fucking way I'm reading that. So I just kind of double tapped it in the chat, I think.
Listen, it is incredibly long, but I think at least giving us a bit of a window into sort of Bono's take on punk, because I guess he's got a book out. Are you going to read the Bono memoir?
I mean, probably not, but I watched something. I think he did like some new version of With or Without You on Colbert last week, where he does like spoken word about like how war is happening and stuff. Like he changed the lyrics to be modern, but I don't think there was anything about phones, unfortunately.
That's disappointing. Well, he doesn't talk about phones in this. Maybe he does. This has got to be like a 50,000.
It's so long.
Interview.
Also, Mike Cosper is like the head of podcasts at Christianity Today as well. So, Mike, if you want to collab,
Cosper's a name, eh? We don't even have to Google him. Like you just know.
No, I Googled him. I don't know.
Okay. I was like, well, maybe your dad sent it to you. Maybe you are familiar. Like, is Christianity Today a publication?
Mike Cosper,
that you get links
He looks like, oh yeah. I mean, Christianity Today is like the one. It's like the fucking gray lady, but for the risen man. Is something I just came up with instead.
The gray lady for the risen man. That's good. You gotta, you should crop this out, and you gotta send that direct to Cosper.
Well, Cosper. I mean, if you look at his Twitter, he's kind of the classic hip Christian guy. He's got somehow they still have like a plug for dead stock American Apparel hoodies with white ropes in them, like you only see like guys who the church is not a building, we are the church kind of guys wearing those American Apparel hoodies. And then his Twitter banner is like some kind of like someone who I don't even know. It kind of looks like tattoo flash art mixed with like someone's photo like online portfolio. It has like Squarespace vibes, but it says cultivated.
Oh,
it's so sick.
What the fuck is
Cosper's
this?
A pimp. He knows what's up.
Oh, I am definitely a Cosper head. Oh, we have a mutual follower.
Oh, do you? I have two.
Yeah.
But they're relatives of mine. That's it.
Mine is the Amazon movie reviews account. So let's just see. I mean, I did a little bit of a find for punk in here. So let's just get a little bit of Bono's punk take. There's a lot about post-punk in here, a lot about the Clash and Sex Pistols. But while their contemporaries indulged in cynicism, singing about having no reason or no future, U2 sang laments, crying out, "How long?" and a mournful, "We could be as one." The band was more prophet than dissident, aware that underneath the sense of injustice was a hope for restoration. Is a lament like a Christian thing? Like, do you sing a lament? Like, is that a church thing? Or is it just, again, Cosper with the...
I mean, I think it's a thing. I think it's probably just a thing that anyone would say. It's just like you're just not familiar with it. But I think it's a thing.
Okay. That's, I mean, I've heard the term lament. I just wasn't sure if it was like they sang... Psalms.
I mean, Lamentations is a book in the Bible that's like all like sad. It's like emo. It's like emo. Oh man, imagine like emo night. Kind of like if there was like a Christian emo. Does anyone need me to run like an emo vertical for their Christian publication or something like that? I mean, I think there's a missed opportunity here.
So Lamentations is like the live journal
exactly
like embedded in the Bible.
Exactly.
Okay. So I asked Bono about this contrast between cynicism and hopeful lamentations, I guess. Even in the darker threads in your lyrics, I say, you don't usually get a lot of that in these articles. Like really embracing, including your own quotes like this. Even in the darker threads of your lyrics, I say, they don't read like despair. They read like lament. And underneath lament, wow. There's always a certain kind of hope. Punk music is the sound of rebellion. You have all this trauma in your background, this sense of loss. It seems like hope itself was a rebellious act in your world at the time. Big chunk of text here from Cosper. He thinks about it for a moment that he is Bono, in case you forgot.
Half of us are here for Bono. Half of us are here for Cosper, really, at the end of the day.
I guess. Bono, thinks about it for a moment, repeating a phrase, behind lament lurks hope. Cosper's really high on his own supply. Yeah, grief becomes a kind of invocation, doesn't it? A prayer to be filled. He laughs. Yeah, punk rock prayers. That's probably what they were. It was an amazing time, punk rock, he says. They really inspired me. I suppose what we rebelled against in U2 was something a little more elliptical, maybe harder to follow for some, but we were rebelling against ourselves. And then he gets kind of into some Bible quotes. But I really like this idea that, like, yeah, like what the punk bands were rebelling against was like kind of simple, and maybe not everyone could follow what we were rebelling against because it was in Ephesians. Ephesians?
We got to get you to church, buddy. We got to get you to church. Well, thank you so much for sharing this article that I already got from my dad 3 days ago. In the spirit of laments, now... I like to think of punk news as being its own kind of publication. Sometimes people launch verticals. I remember Vice magazine one time launched something called Broadly, I guess for the broads out there, and it was run by a guy.
Right, it was their feminism vertical run by a guy feeding material to Milo Yiannopoulos.
Yeah, so this is kind of like that. Punk news is basically that, in the sense that we're doing a punk newspaper within our show. I thought we could, in lieu of making a zine, we have punk news. Now, newspapers have all kinds of things. They have, as you just shared, sort of the big feature where the author has as much character as the subject. You might have things like crosswords or classifieds. Now, another thing that you have in a newspaper, and I still am really on the fence of whether I should do this or not, but I think I'm going to.
No, you got to do it. You got to do it. I'm excited to see where this goes.
You also might have obituaries in a newspaper. And now this, unfortunately, today was published in the Merrill Photo News, FOTO, one of the weirdest websites I've ever seen. And the headline here is...
What are these fonts?
Harold Punk, in single quotation marks, Fox. I think Harold Fox... nickname was Punk, which is kind of fucked up because his nickname could have easily been Harry Fox, which is just incredible. I mean, that's like a perfect name alone. But so Harold Punk Fox has sadly passed away. So I thought I'd read a little bit of this for the Punk News segment on the show, if I may.
Yeah, when you initially sent this link, I was like, I thought it was about a fox, like a really punk fox that had, like, a locally famous fox that had like a cool little mohawk. But no, this is for an actual man. So yeah, let's.
I mean, again, like I said,
let's memorialize Harold Punk Fox.
This was published on a public website and shared in the Google News aggregator. So I think it's it's out there. I didn't go through Harold Punk Fox's mail to find this. Okay, so here we go. Husband. Wait. Yeah. Okay. Ready? Husband, dad, grandpa, great grandpa, uncle, cousin, friend. When he died on November 3rd, 2022, Harold Warner Punk Fox answered to all these names. Born on April 5th, 1933, near Doring to Charles and Rose Dignan Fox, Punk was a 1951 graduate of Merrill High School. He served in the United States Army in Korea. He played baseball for the championship team in Doring. He was a lifelong member of Wildwood Chapel. In 1957, Punk went to a dance at the Lakeview Ballroom, saw Marlene Van Haren sitting alone on a bench, and asked her to dance. In his words, "We've been dancing ever since." He married his only girlfriend on October 19th, 1957, in Pine City, Minnesota. Is that what that? No, Minneapolis. What's MN? I don't know.
Yeah, Minneapolis.
Okay.
Minnesota State.
They settled on a small farm in the town of Schley, raising beef cattle and kids. When the weather was good, Punk, Marlene, and the kids could be found nearly every evening after supper playing baseball in the front yard. In addition to farming, Punk worked road construction for many years and was a self-employed woodsman. He also worked for the Lincoln County Forestry Department, retiring in 1995. Punk was happiest outdoors and loved fishing, hunting, and teaching the kids how to field grounders and fly balls. There were lots of games played, songs sung, and time spent with neighbors. He loved puzzles of all kinds and showing his kids and grandkids the way the city folks ride. So from all of us here at 155, we just want to send our, condolences to the Fox family. Rest in peace, Harold Punk Fox. I would love to know how he got that nickname, honestly.
Yeah, like the fact that it references his army career, but I feel like I would love to be like, and that's where he got the nickname Punk, because Harold Warner Punk Fox is like such a fucking sick name.
It's so cool.
Like, that's good. A real all-time name. I do want to know, I wish I could learn, quote-unquote, the way the city folks ride. It sounds
exactly.
Sounds like Harold Warner Punk Fox was a fun guy and a great parent and grandparent.
Rest in peace.
Salute from us.
Punk.
Yes.
Oh, all right. I played the song. Now what?
Well, we're going to talk about a different punk. That's the type of punk that was coming out of Southern California in 1994. Specifically, the kind of punk captured on the Offspring's breakout smash. It's our second Smash episode in a row after ignoring this era of the band.
Let's be honest. It's easier for you to do what you just did. Like you could do that in your sleep. Just accidentally steer it towards an Alan Cross type show. It's easier to do that than to talk about your dick, which you're also great at this point. But
thanks, man. I appreciate it. But it's taken a while. Yeah, I'm kind of my natural state is that I'm a dickhead, and so it's easiest for me.
You're just a host. You're just ready to be.
I'm just a host. There's a lot of talk these days, like on Twitter with everything happening about those who can post, right? Like, you're a poster. Like, you're great at the post, and I'm great at the host. You're also great at the host. Listen, Smash, Bad Habit. It's the song we're talking about today. Josiah, why don't you tell me a little bit about your worst habit? Is that the thing that you knew I was going to ask?
Yes, it is.
Or do you think I was going to? It was either that, or I was going to ask you about road rage, like if you'd experienced road rage. Were you
that's true.
Expecting both?
I kind of did figure both would happen tonight.
Okay,
I knew they were both coming.
Let's just get them both out of the way real quick.
Okay, so what do you want? You want?
I want to know. I want to know your worst habit to start.
Okay, I think my worst habit for real that I don't really even admitting because I'm just so out in the open with it all the time is picking my nose for real. I just love to pick my nose and just dig in there, get all kinds of shit out of there.
Good.
Oh, when it's a little bit crusty and a little bit gooey at the same time, and then you just kind of, move it around in your fingies. It feels so good. So that's probably my real worst habit. And then the other one I think is probably, it used to be alcohol. And now it's probably
I guess you have
it's probably drinking Coca-Cola too often. But I think the real one is posting, as we've been talking about. And the other thing that happened in the last couple of weeks is I found somebody named Josiah Hughes 02 on Twitter. And this has
been a good one, a really, really good one.
He's a big Doug Ford supporter, but he also is obsessed with the bus or something, and he loves tweeting at, I don't know. He lives in Mississauga also. And so I just quote tweeted him recently and said that it was my alt account. And then he started freaking out and threatened to take legal action and changed his username and put it in his bio that he's, I think, just toying with people and treating them like my playthings on Twitter is my other bad habit, probably, is what I'm getting at.
Okay. That's a pretty good answer.
As for the road rage, I do have road rage, but I moved here, obviously, 3 years ago. And since then, I've become...
Here is Montreal. For people who aren't fully attuned to where we're
pay attention.
Well, I don't know. Maybe people came in last week. I don't know.
It's true. I mean, that would be great, but I don't think it's going to happen.
It's just Steven listening, a phrase that we have not used in a long time.
It's just Steven out here.
It's just Noodles.
It's just our boy Noodles. Moving to Montreal, it's a very walking type city. So that I was like, why do I feel so peaceful now? And then recently we got a car so that we can kind of go on trips every once in a while, weekend trips and whatnot. And so now I've noticed that if I'm walking, then I hate cars. If I'm on my bike, I hate pedestrians and cars. And if I'm in a car, I hate everyone. So I think I just kind of have general rage probably.
Right. It's not restricted to well, when you're a pedestrian, do you consider the sidewalk part of the road? You just have rage. You're just a ragey guy.
Just exactly. I do. If I'm stuck in traffic, though, I'll usually just go on my phone. And then if I have to start driving while I'm still tweeting, we'll figure it out as it goes. It's kind of What about you? You answered the big two questions.
The big two. Okay, I would say... I think about what's the thing that most often is maybe an issue between my wife and I. And so I have a bad habit of not totally finishing food because I don't want to, I feel bad about killing, so whether it's the end of the yogurt or the end of some snacks or whatever. So what I'll do is leave the tiniest amount that's not useful to anyone, and inevitably just it gets thrown out because it's not enough for a meaningful meal or snack. But in my in my head, and I do it all, and I haven't been able to sort of shake that. So that's bad. Worse.
And you're the older brother, right?
Is
you're the older brother, but that's such little brother vibes again. To be doing
right. Again, this is sort of why I believe my sister has been on the pod and claimed that I do have little brother energy. And it's bullshit, and I didn't like it. So yeah, so basically my worst habit.
You ever do that with toilet paper? Just leave one square left so that you don't.
No.
I'm
good. I'm good. It's strictly food. Sick. It's strictly with food. So that's a bad habit. And then I would say unlike you, I don't post very often, but I am literally I have such trouble not constantly looking at Twitter, and mostly it doesn't make me happy, and I'm not really fully engaged because I get really, it's why when I do post, there's like a lot of punctuation because I'm trying to like jam a lot of thoughts into one thing every time I post every 3 weeks or whatever. And so I feel like I have a really, really horrible relationship to Twitter specifically and social media generally, like everyone does. So that's like a really, like I try to put the limits on it and just blow through it, or I'll access it in another way.
Yeah.
So like Twitter, 100% a bad habit for me. And then road rage, like nothing that would cause me to say, reach into my glove box, pull out my piece, as Brian describes it. But I do like immediately fly off the handle. Like if actually I'll be like driving and like talking normally, and if someone will do something, and I will like bellow like really oftentimes unnecessarily like vitriolic levels of obscenity at them, and then they sort of like snap back into being normal again. But I'm like constantly on like a very, very thin line. And like once or twice I remember somebody doing something like really fucking heinous to me in some way and cutting me off and like fully like riding their tail for like a while, and then being like, what am I doing? Like, and then I know I've done that, like I want to say maximum twice. I've like absolutely
You've stalked someone? Was it a
ridden
woman
someone's tail
alone?
Yeah.
You followed a
it's
woman
like
home?
Yeah. Yes, I followed a woman home just to give her a scare.
And now she's your wife.
So exactly. In many ways, that is like not entirely unlike my our courting process. But we're talking about the worst habit of all, and that's, I guess, getting road rage
Shooting people
and
with
shooting
a gun.
people so often that you consider it to be a habit.
I'm so thankful that I
this-
don't remember this song at this point. I heard it for the
Really?
first time a few minutes ago, and it was absolutely disgusting. I think like
Were you disgusted by how great it is?
first of all, there's the dynamics of this song, the composition are so stupid. Like the bullshit at the start, the disgusting like butt rock guitars, and then the shitty like Walmart version Motorhead riff comes in, and then like for a second you're like, this almost does like this isn't that far off from Inepsy, really, like with this riffing, and then and then it does.
Inepsy wishes this is way better than any Inepsy song.
And then it does hit the stinky ashtray vibe of Offspring, which at this point I am obsessed with. Nathan Hound was right. I am obsessed with it. And so there's something that I like in here, but it's like mostly a disgusting gimmick song. And generally, I don't think I like road rage songs, because the other one I can think of is Gob, License from a Cereal Box, which is like such a BC stuck on the Fort Man thing to yell. Oh, do you get your fucking license from a cereal box kind of thing? Like but that like it's actually a very similar song too. It's like so gimmicky, and I think if a song's gonna be hard and nasty and like hard hitting, I want it to be about something more than just being angry about being stuck in traffic. Like maybe it would be about your friend stabbing you in the back. Like hardcore songs about your friend stabbing you in the back is way better than honking songs.
This is a song about really honking. Like this song honks hard. The fact that this song is about road rage and that you were even able to think of another one is so deeply funny. And it speaks to the idea of like the Offspring as this arch conservative punk band where like their version of like a sort of angsty, like this song's got the big like fuck off acapella part, but it's like literally just about like how driving in LA sucks. And it's, I think again, it's not even like it's, all of these feel like character songs. Like anytime they do anything like this, they're like, this is from the perspective of other bad LA drivers. We've referenced Brian talking about how Come Out and Play is about him seeing gangs when he would drive from his house to like the lab where he worked. Like the Offspring are...
In many ways, the Offspring is like a publication. It's like a magazine with each song being a different article about an issue plaguing... It's like Time magazine, but...
No, but it's not like Time. It's like Quill It. Like that's seemingly where it's like, you know, ooh, the roads are so angry. It's so fucking funny that this is the song. And then in a lot of ways, I think like this is the song on Smash that made this like a quote unquote kind of controversial album. Like if you think about all the other punk stuff that was blowing up at this time, this is the one that had like very early on. This is like the second real song, the third track on Smash. So like if you put this on around your parents, like they were going to hear this, and everything drops out, and then they say a bunch of swear words. And that's like my memory, but I didn't own Smash, but I remember it was like, oh yeah, Smash, the album that parents hate. And if you look at, like on Reddit, someone posted, I mean, this has been posted on Reddit a million fucking times. And like consistently everyone's memory is like, oh yeah, like, you know, Mumbly John. My friend and I would sing the song on the swings of our school playground when we were in 4th grade and scream this line. We thought we were such badasses. Like, I knew the acapella break in the song, I think, before Mumbly John, right? Like, you know, Mafaluzalo wrote, loved this album and this song in 3rd grade. Wanted a Green Day CD when I got my first boombox. But Dad wouldn't because of the parental advisory stick. Got an Offspring button play single that had an alternate version that started at fuck, 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 and I got to pick my own music after that.
I remember being like, when I was like first really getting into CDs and I wanted to buy my first CD that wasn't like, I think I liked Collective Soul because they were Christian. I was like so churchy when I was like 9. And I wanted to get the Our Lady Peace Clumsy CD, but it had the parental advisory thing. So I was like, oh, I don't know if I can get it. And then I like looked up the lyrics and showed my dad, and I'm like, is this okay? And he's like, I don't care. Sure, go for it. And then I just, you know, I was like, oh, he doesn't care at all. He just wants me to listen to things that are good. So that was my vibe.
Oh, my parents hated me like listening to music with swearing in it. I would like get in trouble if they heard swearing in the music I was listening to.
Really? Also, the swearing in this is like, it's not very good. I don't think this swearing is very like Reddit to me. It's very like someone doing a rant about something. So the main thing when it cuts out is he says, you stupid, dumb shit as one word. Oh, I hate that. Goddamn motherfucker is what he says. I don't like it.
And that's basically like the song is kind of all leading up to that moment. I mean, the Offspring sold shirts that had this on the back. Like there are multiple, and like I don't know how much this is. I mean, you could buy the shirt for $92. So it's like a 1994 tour shirt. It's got a guy driving. It's kind of got a mohawk, pointing a gun at you, and then on the back
it's kind of sick.
But also the way Offspring spelled "goddamn" and it's consistent because it's on Genius like this, and it's on both of the shirts like this is GODDAM. And this one's.
It's very like Mark Twain looking. That spelling of "goddamn."
Yeah, it is for sure. Here's another.
I know in some other Offspring songs they said some other of Mark Twain's favorite words as well.
Yeah, big time Twain heads. They had another shirt, like a sort of green, like more alien looking punk guy. Like this is cool. Like, would you not rock this shirt?
Both of these shirts are cool, but they also have incredibly bad vibes, but that's what makes them cool. Like they just seem really scary in a cool way. So yeah, I don't know if I would wear them, but I respect them and I'm scared of them.
Well, good. I mean, look at it. And again, this line goes on. Like there's a variety of a lot of your favorite. I mean, this is probably your favorite thing from about a decade ago. Like this is sort of done being funny, but there are truly a lot of Keep Calm. So this one is like black and yellow. Like it's really it's quite troubling looking. It's got the Offspring kind of mark on it, and it says "Keep calm, you stupid, dumb shit, goddamn motherfucker." And this is an iFunny original, but there's a few more. Like I don't know.
I love iFunny.co. It's they do great work over there. iFunny. Them, Board Panda. They're really some of the greatest.
They're really the best in the game. When you were more into Keep Calm, sort of riffs. Did you ever visit the website keepcalms.com, which I guess is an aggregator of various calms?
No.
Well, so there's a whole website of just, I guess it allows you to easily create your own Keep Calm. This one has even more fucked up vibes. It's got a really pixelated version of the Offspring logo, which is like the worst logo.
This is something, I don't know if we ever talked about this on the pod, but yeah, when I was like so obsessed with Keep Calm and Carry On shit, have I talked about this on the pod before?
I don't think we have, because this is like a real
it's like pre-pod. I thought it was so funny, and like I was doing as we've talked about before, I was doing the pod before the pod existed, before I had an outlet. And so every day on Facebook, I would make my banner a different Keep Calm. And one time the guy from the Transmitters who sings in a fake British accent like started lecturing me on the history of the meaning of Keep Calm.
Really?
Yeah, and then he unfriended me. It's so good.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. You really were doing the pod before there was a pod.
I was. And then I became so obsessed with it that every time I was at Value Village and I'd see a different Keep Calm shirt, I had like a collection of like 40 Keep Calm shirts, and I'd wear a different one every day for a whole summer in Calgary. And I had like all these like Keep Calm Chive on ones, or like Keep Calm Nurses baseball tournament. I don't remember what it was, but just like whatever I'd find. I had a big Keep Calm collection. I was really upset. I think I just like milked it beyond repair, but I still, I love Keep Calm Trayvon is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. It's so stupid. The fact that knowing that so many people have that tattoo is like so good.
People have Keep Calm and Trayvon. Of course they do. There's like multiple Keep Calm and Trayvon.
So. I've checked. Yeah,
that's so good. So this is one, maybe this is going to help revive your interest in Keep Calms. So this has the spacing on it's all fucked. Like, it's really, really troubling looking. We've got the logo. It's black and white. And this one just gets right to the point. Keep calm and stupid, dumb shit, goddamn motherfucker. Here's another one that comes from the same website. And I feel like someone like really put effort into this. But the amazing thing is these are all like, the same. Because I guess at the top of the Keep Calm, there's like this sort of little British logo, right? The logo for being British. Yeah.
I mean, usually it's the chive is what I'm more used to, but yeah.
Right, yeah.
The titular chive.
So we've got another one, and these are all uploaded by different users, clearly with the same idea. Red and white, Offspring logo, keep calm, stupid, dumb shit, goddamn motherfucker. Somebody says from 6 years ago. Like, that's not that long ago,
Do you know, I think this is besides the point, but all of these in place of the Chive logo have the Offspring skull. And looking at those shirts too, I'm realizing like even 5 years ago, things that had flames on them looked so bad and lame. But now just the way
cool again.
The way that everything is that's cool is cool now. The Offspring's aesthetic is very hip right now, and I think it makes me appreciate all of it more because there's just something so contemporary about it.
If that logo, like the Offspring,
I feel like
skull
when
logo.
I see the Offspring aesthetic, it just makes me think that I'm like in a really long line somewhere in Milan because the art student who's running the till doesn't know how to work the iPad because they've never had a job in their life. That's what it makes me think of.
Wow, this kind of sounded like the Offspring over here.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit. Yeah, like, I mean, the Smash cover is sort of like timelessly cool looking, but the logo is so era specific, and it's not going to look good again in another 2 months. But we're in a moment where like that logo looks fucking awesome.
And of course we are, because the OffspringNovember is, as always, a zeitgeist moment. And long story short, with my bad habit, I was trying really hard to get Josiah Hughes 02 on the pod, and he kept kind of flaking on me. I don't know if he's going to do it, but then I noticed like everyone was talking about Doug Ford today, and then I was like, maybe I'm not equipped to have a debate about Doug Ford with the Mississauga version of myself. Anyways, so it's probably better.
No, you absolutely are. That's the exact thing that you should be doing. So let's take a look at some of these lyrics because I mean they're so good, and we can sort of go through the song that way. As you mentioned, the bass intro so good.
It's terrible.
It's just.
Do you actually like this song? You think this is good?
I do. I think it's fucking awesome. Yeah. Like when this song, if this song plays, I'm trying to think of like a scenario in which I would be out and hear this song. Maybe I'm at some sort of Offspring night that I've put on, in my mind. But it's good. I mean, when I saw the Offspring play a couple of years ago, which we've talked about, the co-headlining tour with 311, like when they played this, I'm unable, obviously, to separate nostalgia from contemporaneous quality, but I listen to this and I think it's like the best example of what this band does well, which is that like it's the ashtray smell is there, like it just feels, even again the way it sounds. What I love about this band is like they were never like, it took them a minute to get to the point of like where Green Day was sort of at from the jump in terms of feeling fully baked as like a pop band, because there's just like little things like you hear the hi-hat clutch like clicking, so in addition to the hats as it's keeping time, like it just sounds like fucking shit. Everything about it sounds so bad, and like the doubling of the vocals on like no crap, there's something like really
The word crap is so embarrassing in song.
yeah, like it feels like a band that had zero pretension then and even less, like sub-zero pretension now about being cool. And I find that really engaging to revisit, because it doesn't seem like there was a calculation. Like it really just feels like they kind of accidentally made some anthems and have just been sort of living successfully off that. And this song I feel like speaks to that so perfectly, because it's so gross sounding. And yet like it's such a great, like it's just full of great hooks. And I love it. I genuinely think this is a good song.
Okay.
Like I do.
All right.
Yeah.
Let
There's a
people
little
enjoy
bit here.
things, what I say. So
Yeah. So an important annotation here off the jump is, hey man, I'm really okay. The gun in my hand will tell you the same. Oh boy. But when I get in my car, don't give me no crap, because the slightest thing and I just might snap. And this is news to me. This is not about being necessarily like an enraged driver, but it's specifically about having a car that sucks so bad that you're angry about it. So I gather, Brian did an interview with Spin. Wow, when you click through to that link, the pull quote, Offspring have kind of always been letting us know where they were at. This is from 1999.
That's so good.
The pull quote is, political correctness gets to the point where you want to move to Montana, get an electrified fence, and a shotgun. And in that article, he says, yeah, Bad Habit was basically me talking about my old car. This is basically a piece of shit car. I had a 1980 Chevette that really wasn't able to reach freeway speeds. As soon as I'd hit the on-ramp, I'd floor it, and by the time I hit the freeway, I was doing about 45. That's funny.
First of all, that has nothing to do with the song. Like, do people just write songs and then just make up an entire story, or do they just like, it's just insane. Especially pop punk guys, the things they say are so disconnected from the song they just wrote. It blows my mind. The song is about shooting people, and you're saying that it's because your Chevette was too slow? What?
Well, you're extrapolating. Like, how crazy could your Chevette make you? Now, this is what I like. Do you really not think so? When the verse starts with that, when I go driving, I stay in my lane. Are you not like so fucking ready to go when that happens?
No, it sounds like a little brat child listening to rock music.
Oh my God.
Like
we picked this song because I was like, we got to do a good song.
Yeah. I forgot that. This is what your idea of what a good song is.
This is my idea of a really good Offspring
This sounds
song.
like a 9-year-old's idea of what a rock band sounds like to me.
Yeah, totally. And like, I don't know, maybe the world would be better if we all like, it's like kids aren't racist, right? Kids maybe have a good idea of what a rock song is. Like they learn all that negative behavior, Josiah. They learn it.
It's true. Well, okay.
So there's a lot of annotations here about driving. Like it explains what swerving
But for real, this
is.
Chevette looks so sick. Like if I was as rich as Dexter, I would buy that car again. It looks so fucking pimp.
Hold on, I'm just going to look up
There's a picture of it in the annotation.
Oh, is it linked? Oh, wow, that's a fucking sick car.
It's so cool.
There's a lot of stuff here about swerving and cutting people off. Josiah, are you a good driver? I feel like you're probably a good driver.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty good.
Except for the fact that you talk a lot about distracted driving.
I'm
which
very
is,
distracted
a crime.
driver, and I also always miss my exits and have to do very long labyrinthine reroutes because I miss my exits because I'm not paying attention. So I think I'm technically good at driving as long as I don't need to get where I'm going, and it's okay that I'm distracted the whole time. But in terms of like not crashing,
before Twitter, how were you as a driver?
Yeah, I mean, I've had my share of speeding tickets. I've technically lost my license when I was a teenager, and then I wrote them.
Wow!
I wrote them a letter, being like,
"You wrote an essay to get your license back."
Yeah, and it worked. Yeah, so that was
wait. What have we not talked? I don't think we've talked about this.
I don't even remember what happened. I think I just like I got a bunch. Like in BC, they were so strict.
You had like a learner's permit.
I had
or
an
something,
N, and
I
I think I got I had an N, and I got like 3 tickets, speeding tickets. So technically my license was revoked, and then I wrote an essay. I was like, please, I need to drive to Little Caesars so I can work there. And then they let me. Or maybe it was so that I could go to university. I don't remember, but I don't know. And then I failed my test to get rid of my N, but then we moved to Alberta, so they just like... They're like, whatever. You have a class 5 now.
Okay.
There's no rules.
You're
here.
a terrible driver. Also, it's so funny hearing all the different provinces. Like, I have no idea what any of the words you said mean, but I mean, context clues have allowed me to kind of riddle it out. But like, I take all of this back. Like, you're obviously a terrible driver.
Are you like an overly cautious driver? That's what I would picture.
Oh yeah, I drive like a grandma.
That's worse. That's more dangerous.
I'm a real good driver.
That's more dangerous.
No, but like a really good, but I drive the speed limit. I drive 10 over. I do the rule of 10. I'm 10 over the speed limit.
If you have your like elbow resting with the window down and then your other hand's holding your phone and you're driving with your knees, like that's the way to go.
Jesus Christ. This is terrible. No, I'm like a good driver. I'm not like the best driver. Like I would say, like I think about sort of being in a band, and I was the second best driver in junior battles.
On your tours where you're driving like 2 hours between. That's the thing
man,
too.
We're in Canada; those are long drives.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot, but that is true. I did a lot of driving on tour as well, and I think I got pretty good with that as well. Like I've driven a coast to coast in Canada, and I've done the West Coast a few times.
But I still don't believe you've done it well. So that's fine. So move on. Then we get the chorus. I got a bad habit of blowing away. Yeah. I mean, those yeahs are very similar to the self-esteem.
They love to do yeahs, I've noticed. They should have been called the yeahs, this band. That's what I think.
They should have. Now, look, there's some more facts here. Like, they say that the road is a dangerous place. Really informative facts about how dangerous it is to drive.
He's not lying. According to ddlawtampa.com, not only did the USA score first for most car accidents, in 2021, around 6 million people in the U.S. were involved in car accidents. Yeah, everyone needs to read Do Androids Dream of Electric Cars by James Will. That's what I would say.
Oh, and there's a little bit about tailgating here. If you drive on my ass, your foot's on the gas, and your next breath is your last. And then this is known in English as tailgating, when one person drives behind the other car.
It's like he's not singing in English. Like, yes, if we translate from Dexter to English.
It's so good. And then, of course, we get into the bridge. To me, this bridge comes in, and this is, again, it makes me feel like I'm alive. Like, the drivers are rude, such attitudes, but when I show my piece, complaints cease, something's odd, I feel like I'm God. You stupid, dumb shit, goddamn motherfucker. Is it that I feel like I'm God? Or are you like, that's... So
the annotation on that one is, it has a link to something, to secondnexus.com. Something's odd. I feel like I'm God. And links to an article called White Men See Guns as a Means of Empowerment in Times of Economic Uncertainty. So it's no surprise that bullying others around with your gun would lead to some issues with an inflated ego. Sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. So it's best to appreciate your time as the hammer while you have it. What the fuck are people doing on Genius? What are they doing?
Genius rocks. What a great website.
That's insane. Well, the person who did that, their bio, it's Big Boss versus Tom Nook. Their bio says, sometimes music helps me through tough times. So maybe when they're having a tough time, they just go write some kind of incredible societal critique on the annotations of Offspring songs. You never know.
Yeah. So, look, there's some other great annotations here. The drivers are rude, such attitudes, and then the swearing is annotated with a gif of Goofy, like, having road rage in the 50s, being like, road rage has actually existed at least since this Goofy cartoon, which is great. But then, when I show my piece, that's annotated with peace equals gun, duh. And then... complaints cease. The annotation is, when you see Dexter's gun, you won't complain.
That's interesting because, and I think perhaps my comedic exaggeration has led you to believe I'm a bad driver. What's interesting in this song is that when I show my piece, complaints cease suggests that the other drivers are complaining about Dexter. But whereas he seems to be saying that other driver, and maybe that's the thing. Maybe we're all bad drivers. We're all blaming each other for the fact we should be riding bus to places.
That's true. Yeah, you know. Do you remember? I guess we can. I don't want to joke about this, but I was about to say like, yeah, you never hear about bus rage, and that immediately reminded me of the Greyhound advertisements that started going up around the time of that quite tragic incident on the Greyhound bus where the person was murdered and beheaded. And like literally Greyhound had just started rolling out these like you never hear about bus rage ads that then immediately
Wait, that was a real thing they did? I didn't know that.
Yeah. There was like
wild.
there was an ad that hold on. You never hear about bus rage. And then like immediately that here we go. Just it's from
God.
Just because I was about I literally said the phrase, and that obviously occupies space in my mind because I thought it was like one of the wildest. I mean, that story was wild. But yeah, Greyhound removing all ads that were part of a campaign. This is 2008 related to bus rage in wake of last week's horrific attack against a Greyhound passenger traveling from Edmonton to Winnipeg. I mean, for people who that was a huge story in Canada. That must have been a story around the world.
Yeah, I mean, we're not a true crime show, so
no. But I just like anyway. Listen, let's
let's move away
get
from
out of
the
that.
Greyhound beheading and be heading into the next segment.
Let's head into live videos. So once again, we're blessed here because we get some real like peak Braid Brian. So this is them playing Bad Habit in San Francisco in 1994. This is like clearly a VHS tape. You've got the like, upper third, the time and date. I think inevitably in these live videos we're gonna have to skip to the swearing because that's basically
you know what it
the
is?
song. Well, yeah, let's just like. In this instance, we'll kind of leave in the beginning.
I think honestly, the intro would be fine if the riff that they go into wasn't such a bad stock riff. But I feel like the like bow 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 bow. It's like so fucking. This is like a bad fake Led Zeppelin song almost with Oompa drums.
Oh yeah, it totally is. See, I think this sounds much better than any Led Zeppelin song.
I like his blazer.
What is this fit that he's got on?
He's wearing like He's dressed like modern Joker.
God damn, it sounds so fucking bad. Okay, yeah, okay.
Wow. What's the other guy's name? Noodles? He looks insane in this. Oh, yes. This is so embarrassing.
It's good. Now, this came up a lot on Reddit and in a lot of people's memories of the song. This was like a big song, although not a single. They went with "Gotta Get Away." But they did play it at the Billboard Awards, the Billboard Music Awards in 1994, and it's like just the most fucking insane.
Was there only
I don't know.
3 bands back then?
I think so. Like
he's wearing the same jacket.
He has the suit jacket. But he's got like a shirt with something written on it, which I would like. It's probably like
it says like pork. Oh, I think it says support, probably not pork on the top.
Yeah. Do you think there's any chance it says something like positive, like support trans kids or something?
Support. Oh, you'd be able to see it when he's.
Yeah.
I bet you it says support the punk rock scene, is my guess.
Oh,
that's like something you'd wear on the Billboard Awards.
What? Yeah.
Dude, this song sucks so bad.
It's so good.
It's the
best
one.
version of this type of song. Oh. Like it just feels like Battle of the Bands punk, and it's the best version of that. Like Supernova was the promoter here that did these shows. Like it's total Supernova.
I mean,
music.
if you told me that they were paying to play all these shows, then I would think it was better. But
all right, let's get to the.
Oh,
he takes off the suit jacket, so we should be able to see what's on the shirt.
Support rock.
I thought it said corporate rock. Is it like a?
We gotta. Support.
Corporate rock kills bands dead.
So lame.
So the corporate magazines still suck. Like it's like the worst Kurt Cobain rip. Is that what it is?
Yeah, corporate. What was it? Corporate rock kills bands dead.
Kills bands dead.
That seems like it's been like converted into Japanese and then back into English. The Kurt Cobain thing. Why is this whole part a cappella? A cappella.
Because
it makes sense if it cut out for the swearing, but the whole thing it sounds like a mistake because the intonation is all he's like stupid motherfucker. Like it's like there's no.
I mean, it's just designed to like. But it is. Everyone remembers it.
I know.
It's only not memorable to you. Here they are playing it at Woodstock '99. Should we just skip right to the swearing?
Yeah, please do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those 5 years were so rough. Oh my god.
And then here they are playing it at Hellfest this year. My favorite video. This is. I think there's like a lot of banter in this version of it.
Feeling like I'm trapped in this Offspring time loop every week, watching the exact same variations of the.
I think it's too.
It should be a bad thing, right? Shouldn't I feel upset that we're doing this every week? But I feel comforted by it. I want to see this.
No, I kind of like watching how the songs evolve specifically through the lens of these performances. It's sort of like, is this like Boyhood? Yeah. And I feel like we're just doing Boyhood here. So like watching these like just old rich guys do it is so...
Yeah, well that's what this is. This
better.
is like more for like the beer league jammer band at the practice space to play. It's kind of
There's definitely a guy at the side stage who looks a lot like Alex Jones.
They even made the stage look like it's like a shitty, expensive jam space.
That tuning really helping him out here.
This is like Jimi Hendrix playing the national anthem with all these guitar dive bombs and whatnot. My name is my car.
Yep. Oh my god.
This song is so fucking bad. Oh my god.
Okay. All right, it's gonna be harder to get the. It's gonna be just because this is a full set video, so it's a little harder to find the acapella part. But I think this is around it.
Yeah. Oh no. What do you keep in your glove box, Sam?
I got a couple extra.
Is this the start of the song now?
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't do it.
I think they stop and do banter then.
Well,
I think we were at the right spot because the song's about 3.5 minutes long, and so that's
shit. So did I fuck us up? I just want to. Maybe I'm just subconsciously trying to prolong my time with this.
I think so. You don't. Yeah, doesn't their tech kind of look like Alex Jones?
Yeah, he does. That'd be sick.
Okay, this has got to be it. Oh yeah. Okay, they're.
Oh my god.
You just.
It also kind of sounds like Radar Love or something. Songs about driving are so bad.
Wait, I was like, Hellfest is in. This Hellfest is in France, but someone definitely has a Fleur de Lis flag. Okay, I think it's after this chorus.
I hope this is someone's first episode.
I hope it's just us sort of like clicking around. I think we were actually at the right spot. So he like he's doing a lot of the like tugging at his shirt thing, which is like really uncomfortable to watch. Like someone on stage do.
They do this
Sort
whole
of hide
break?
their body. Yeah, they milk it, I guess.
Oh my god.
His
shirt is very short.
It's too short.
It's kind of a crop cowboy shirt.
What?
This is so
They're
bad.
all just. They're
People
just
don't
walking
even
back
know
and
the
forth
song.
on stage. This is like their mid-set sort of break for applause or whatever. This is very strange.
This is unbelievable, Noodles. I don't believe this. Do you see how many freaking people there are out there? There must be
How many frickin'?
dozens, scores.
I'm getting a number, Dexter.
A number. Oh, there's an official number?
I'm getting an official number from the control room.
Someone clicks the door?
Today's attendance, someone was clicking out there.
Okay.
Today's attendance here in Hellfest,
This is so bad.
6,666,666 people.
Oh,
This is so fucking.
see
World
that.
record.
That's how clever they are.
Oh my
Even the
god.
attendance ends in 666.
The shirt is really short. Like it seems like it's like tailored to be too short.
Well, even more than
It's
that,
like when
no
you have a
wonder there's
band
so many
shirt
people. I hear them singing. They're
that
singing
you've
all the
washed too many
words.
times and your gut
Yeah.
has misshapen it, so it kind of goes, but it's that in like a tailored cowboy shirt, snap-button shirt.
Would you agree?
They
Yeah.
have the voices of angels.
Voices of Angels!
Love him.
This was worth skipping around for 5
And yet,
minutes
not
to find.
surprisingly, they like to curse like devils.
You guys want to do some singing?
The applause is so
Some
quiet.
devil cursing. Here we go. Travelers are see some things I feel like I'm God. You stupid
God.
dumb shit. Goddamn motherfucker.
Well, I think you'd agree it was worth it, wouldn't you?
Yep. So I was really. It seems like this song's popular, is what I'm gathering, which is
Yeah, because it rocks.
absurd to me. But I was really hoping that we'd be able to check out some. It seems ripe for parody, if you will. And unfortunately, I couldn't find. I couldn't find any audio parody, but from our friends over at amiright.com, we were able to find. There's a few just sort of the lyrics of a parody. This one that I've just sent you is called "Bad Pudding." Hey man, this is written by Lori. So shout out to Lori. Hey man, you know that pie is okay. The slice in my hand will tell you the same, but I don't eat food, not even some cake that's the slightest bit past its sell-by date at all. When I go shopping, I look down the aisles, I see tasty food for miles and miles. Look at the sticker on the box. This ice cream has gone off. I guess I got some bad pudding. I should have said it at the till. Yeah, I got some bad pudding and it's making me ill. They say this shop
This
sells
is good. This is funny.
delicious desserts. When picking your puddings, just be more alert. The sell-by date's passed. The spoon's in your grasp, and the next bite is your last. Puddings are great, easy to make, but store-bought ain't that cheap or tasty. When they're right, they taste quite nice. They're sponge cake, jam tart, brownies, biscuits, jelly, ice cream. Yeah, that one I thought was kind of nice.
I feel like you could have sold it more, but that's fine.
Well,
I get that you aren't bringing a
I
positive attitude to this episode.
I don't. I mean, to me, it's more factual. I don't see how it's funny in the sense that there's no jokes. It's just kind of taking a theme and then applying it to the song. But I did find another one, and this one. Well, this one I need to explain to you a few things. This is written by Macaroni Man. Okay, Macaroni Man has written "Boating Bad Habit," and there is actually a recording of this. Now, here's the problem.
Oh.
Here's the problem, Sam. Macaroni Man's entire channel has been deleted from YouTube.
No.
So it's gone. And then I was like, I kind of became a little bit obsessed earlier today with finding Macaroni Man. Macaroni Man,
Of course.
the parody artist. In 2010, his parody about Cinnabon was tweeted, Macaroni Man 17, who's been suspended. And the Cinnabon account tweeted, ha ha, love the Cinnabon song. When is the iTunes debut? I guess that's how brands tweeted in 2010. Not really much to it, but they found the Cinnabon song. And then I was looking through Macaroni Man's Facebook, and he really had like a great aesthetic, Macaroni Man. He was really working with macaroni. He did some kind of macaroni naked lady is one of the posts. And then there's Obama and Spider-Man on macaroni. And there's an album called Lincoln Stark that has Tony Stark. There's all kinds of parodies. You know, we've kind of been in the market for a new parody artist to obsess over.
Yeah, we just need one who's like not in jail.
Exactly. So, you know, I was really disappointed. And then through my digging, I found Macaroni Man's Vimeo, which has not been deleted because Macaroni Man's blogspot is gone. His YouTube is gone, but his Vimeo is still going strong. This Macaroni Man, I'm now finished re-uploading videos.
What a journey.
What a journey.
You've taken me
That's
on.
Right. So that. Forgive me for rushing through the last one. I was so excited to get into Macaroni Man, but unfortunately...
Yeah, no, I understand it now. I understand that.
Unfortunately on here is not the Offspring one. So I don't know. We're going to have to check some out. So we'll have to check some out. I don't think we should watch the E.T. parody, Illegal Immigrant, because on Am I Right, in the description of that one, it says it's not offensive if you're doing it in character as a parody. So I think that's probably... We'll leave that one to history. But, you know, there's McDonald's is Evil, which is a parody of Disturbia. My Favorite Games, the parody of My Favorite Things. It shows an Xbox. So there's... I mean, we could check out the Cinnabon one, which I think is a Nina Simone song, Cinderman.
I feel like, I don't know, this is a punk podcast. Should we do Mow the Lawn, the parody of Move Along by the All American Rejects? That seems like the closest thing to like a punk.
Yeah, let's do
parody
that.
that's
Let's check that one out. So this is Macaroni Man 17, the lost parodist that I spent a good part of today looking for. I've never listened to him. I don't know what this will be like. Cool video, though.
I mean, his aesthetics are on
Macaroni Man is such a good name.
Just like it looks, again, in the same way that the Offspring logo looks good now. Like, this looks good.
Straight ahead and you keep those blades a-spinning.
Macaroni Man, that's
So I missed a spot. I wish now that we had the mower you sit in.
Oh, he's kind of lip syncing, but it's out of frame. You can just see the bottom of his mouth.
Didn't cut straight. There's a patch behind the gate. Spread the seed. I do not care if it's too tall. Mow the lawn like I told you to. And even at the end of
Macaroni
the song,
Man is so
mow the
sick.
lawn, mow the lawn, 'cause I'm mad at you. Mow the lawn.
Wow. We stand a Macaroni Man.
Let's check out also Blaming the Hobbit, because I know there was a recent Tolkien parody that we love. This is Breaking the Habit by Linkin Park. This is Blaming the Hobbit by a Macaroni Man.
I don't think I know Breaking the Habit.
Oh, you know it. Breaking the habit tonight.
Sounds like the Offspring the way you're singing it.
This was a radio hit.
Lord of the Rings must defeat the king. Sword, axe, bow, or parson. Fight to
Macaroni Man is so sick.
Frodo was in Mount Doom, unless the Hobbit fell again. I've got a reason for battles that we lose. It's sitting.
You don't know this one?
No, but I mean, this is, so as far as I'm concerned, this is the official version now. I'm sad. This one is just like gameplay footage from something. I wish it was.
Well, let's just, because Cinnabon tweeted about it, let's check out Cinnabon.
Today, Cinnabons face a risk of extinction due to human hunting. Are we going to do anything about it?
probably not. Oh, Cinnabon, where you gonna run to? Oh, Cinnabon.
This foot opens on a shot of
for you.
a cinnamon bun on a
Oh,
paper towel.
Cinnabon, so that I can munch you. Get on that plate. Run to the stove. Stove, won't you
So
hide me?
I guess
Run to the
maybe with this in the background, we can just check out his
to the microwave. Microwave, won't you hide me?
So it was boating bad habit. Hey man, you know I'm really okay. The flare in my hand will tell you the same. But when I'm in my boat, don't give me no crap, because the slightest mistake and I'll put a crack in your hull. When I go boating, I always give way. If you cut me off, you'll be swimming in the bay. Open the toolbox, reach inside, throw a wrench right in your eye. Because I got a bad habit. Throttle push all the way. Yeah, I got a bad habit. Dominate the waterway. They say this river's got dangerous buoys. If you cut me off, you'll be calling a mayday. You drive on my stern, you'll be overturned, and you'll watch your own boat burn. Jet skiers are rude, so loud and crude, disturbing the peace. Jump my wake, see the big yachts at the mansion docks. You stupid fishers, goddamn duck hunters. So that's the Macaroni Man.
Amazing. Thank you, Macaroni Man.
Macaroni Man, hope you're doing well. You've been seemingly banned from all platforms, silenced for your your statements on Cinnabon.
Silence for truth. Yeah, that's it. Well, I hope Macaroni Man is going to be welcome on new Twitter.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, this is a Nightcore version to kick us off here. It just sounds. It does actually sound a bit better.
Yeah, it's better.
It sounds like the band Dry Rot right now.
Hey man, you know I'm really okay. The gun in my hand will tell you the same. But when I'm in my car, don't give me no crap. 'Cause the slightest thing and I just might snap my When I go driving, I stay in my lane.
So that's Nightcore. I don't think I like it still. But here's something that maybe I will just not say anything about, and we'll just listen to it. This is a band from Hamilton called Snake Fighters, and they're covering the Offspring Bad Habit with Liam Cormier of Cancer Bats. I know you're buds with Liam, right?
We're like run into each other, say what's up, buds, for sure.
Oh, that's
Nice dude. Very, very nice
He's
dude.
a very nice guy, and I remember interviewing him once for Fast Forward, and he started talking mad shit on Tubby Dog, complaining that it was too expensive, which is kind of a that's like a Gen X dog whistle to me. If you think like a local food place is too expensive, but I think he was joking, but I kept it in the article anyways. And then Tubby Dog framed it and put it up in the restaurant, and then he like went back there on tour, and they were like giving him so much shit. It was so good. It's a little bit of that.
That's amazing. We also, I think we ran into him after our live show in Montreal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Across from Foofs.
But anyways, do you know this band Snake Fighters? Have you heard of this?
I do not know them.
I wonder if it's people who know people in the pod or whatever, but I haven't listened to it yet. But they've teamed up to do this. And the bass tone does sound very sick, actually. This already sounds a lot better.
Yeah, buzzing.
Hey man, you know I'm really okay.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, it's definitely more of a...
The gun in my hand.
We should skip ahead, I think.
That's breakfast, your life. I guess I got a bad habit. Yeah, I'm blowing away. Yeah, I got a bad habit.
I mean, it's definitely
Like,
like...
when you play it like that, it sounds like Feller Tack or whatever. It's great.
It's definitely, yeah, like the kind of shit that I would avoid personally, but it's better than the Offspring's version, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, and then moving along to other people, this is like Greg Hedson and Darren Pfeiffer, and I think someone from Pennywise, they have something called Punk Rock Karaoke on YouTube, which I think is like the original one of these things, these little dumbass things. And they've teamed up with singer-songwriter Kim Capria from Tempe, Arizona, to sing "Bad Habit" together in a. I'm already gonna guess that this one's not for me. But we're gonna have to skip ahead on all of these, I think.
We're gonna skip ahead on all of these, yeah.
You recognize these guys?
Well, I mean, I recognize Darren and Greg Hetson, but otherwise, no. Just like not on first blood.
I love that Kim's vocals, they gave it like the Smule filter.
Yeah.
Okay, so keeping it kind of in the YouTube zone, I just love the art for this one. Someone just uploaded it and they said they tuned it down one step, but I think they just like played it slower or something, or I don't know. It says tuned down one step, but I think they just pitch shifted it. Like they didn't tune anything. It's not a cover. It's just the actual song with like the most hilarious like Corel Draw looking mohawk punker smoking a cig.
Oh, this is good too.
So along those lines, this is God is Dead 667. So this person was too afraid to put 666, I think, even though they still wanted to say that. They've done the Yeah Yeah version. And I had never heard the song earlier, so I didn't really listen to it or know what was different. But I think they've upped the Yeah 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 quota significantly in the song. I decided to mess with my childhood once again with Offspring and the track Bad Habit. But anyways, I can't even read this caption. You may need Advil if you listen to it more than 3 times, says God is Dead 667. So you'll have to tell me what's different from the normal one.
I think they're just looping this part.
Kind of sounds good.
I mean, this is this is the exact kind of music I like.
I'm just gonna let it keep playing for a bit. If that's okay.
No, I mean, I like it.
I kind of just started looking at Twitter and forgot, but just let me know when you want to move on.
I feel like I got the vibe. But it's good. I like
Maybe
it.
a couple
If I was
more.
doing
Maybe just a
10s, I
couple
would
more.
need- Okay. Okay. Anything good on Twitter?
Yeah, there's funny stuff about the blue check thing going on. Here, I'll send it to you. It's pretty funny. So moving along to more CanCon. This is we've heard Montreal's Offspring cover band. Well, this is Ottawa's.
This is a good tweet. Thanks.
Ottawa's Offspring cover band. They're called Trendy Assholes, which is like such a Canadian way to say fucking hipsters. Fucking trendy assholes. Is that from an Offspring song? Does the Offspring have a song about trendy assholes? No, I think it's just the name of this cover band.
Yeah, it's in Smash.
Oh, it is.
I'm not a trendy asshole. I do what I want.
Dude, watching the cover band singers like belt it out seriously makes me want to die in my seat right now. So this is Trendy Assholes in Ottawa at Babylon. I think I played there actually one time. Okay, I can't do
Yeah.
this. Such bad vibes, dude. Oh my god.
Yes.
This one, I do like this one. This is by Necroboom, Nekroboom on SoundCloud. This is just, I wrote down that this one has great vocals because it does. This one is kind of just a straight up rocker cover. I'll skip ahead a little.
Yeah.
In my hand will tell you the same.
It's cool vocals on it.
But when I'm in my car, don't give me no crap, cause the slightest thing and I just might snap it off.
It also it sounds like they might have programmed the drums.
When I go
thought it
driving,
was-
I stay in my lane.
I like this version a lot.
But getting cut off, it makes me insane.
Yeah, this is fucking awesome.
This one does make me insane for real.
I open the glove box.
I thought it was a karaoke track at first, but the drums sound like pre-programmed and messed up in the program.
Wait, sorry, it got kind of loud and I couldn't hear you. I didn't want to turn it down. It was so good. What?
I said I thought it was like a karaoke track at first, but the drums are so janky.
No, this is definitely like homemade.
I hope this is someone's first episode.
Yes.
So that's Necroboom.
They say the road's a dangerous place.
I like to let these ones
Fuck
play
yes.
out for a while. This is called Top Rope, this band. It's a couple of German guys, and I've noticed that he's painted The Simpsons on his wall so that it looks like the back of their couch is the front of his couch, which is a very strange idea.
Yeah, that's really troubling.
You know I'm really okay.
Yes.
I mean, do you think this is their apartment or like a school room or something?
And we'll tell you the same.
I guess people don't really have those music stands at home usually.
But when I'm in my car,
But you could get
don't
them.
give me no crap, 'cause the
But they also don't usually have those kinds of
slightest
couches
thing
at
I just
school.
might
I
snap
know. This song is so fucked.
When I go driving, I stay in my lane.
Like, I want everyone to realize, and I'm not trying to shame Sam at all, because we're different people. That's the beauty of it.
It makes me
But we did literally say we've only done joke songs so far. We need to do some of the good songs, and I had never heard this one. This is what he picked, and he was right.
Yeah. Wow.
So let me take you away from these German rec room boys to let me take you to the Slug Den. This is called Slug Den Studios.
Take me down to the Slug
This
Den,
is the
baby.
MK Ultra project, which is such a good name also for your thing. But look at this Slug
wow.
Den. This is like a wet green man that like Salem could never look this wet and grimy if they tried.
Yeah, and there's like the sort of negative video filter or whatever applied to it, but also greened out. Like I feel.
He's kind of doing like a
Fuck yeah.
I mean, this guy has like unintentional Lil Aaron hair, I think.
Yeah. Oh, come on, man.
This is like Days of
This
the
song
New.
is good. Yeah. What's his shirt say? It says butthole.
I know, like I was trying to figure that out. But it's not the Butthole Surfers. There's a word before butthole.
No, it's a big word. Yeah, it's definitely. No, this guy probably is not into butthole servers.
It doesn't. He never shows his shirt.
Fuck yeah. Slug Den, baby. I'm in the slug den.
Well,
What if we kissed in the slug den?
let's check out Wolf. This is kind of now. This one was hashtag Dirty South, so I was hoping it'd be kind of some UGK vibes, but unfortunately, it's like folk punk people appropriating the term. That's what it is. Like when folk punk people say Dirty South, are they like appropriating when they first heard like trill music or something, or is that just everyone in the South says the dirty South? And I just
I think the dirty South is, I don't fucking know, but I'm gonna go ahead and say
I'm just trying to be mean to these people because this is what this sounds.
No, I'm gonna defend. I feel like you're being classist against Offspring fans.
Being classist against folk punks. That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
I do like the room tone at the start. It's field recording.
Yeah.
Hey man, you know I'm really okay.
Oh yes.
You have to start being honest about what you like and don't like. You like this for real?
Well,
Hey man, you know I'm really okay.
I like. What I love is like how much this song is for these people. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think this is the best version of this person's music.
Oh my god.
It's so good.
It's not going to get much better because this next band is called Drive By Bukkake, and this I'm playing it in
Again, I don't understand how you don't love this fucking song, man.
July 2019 in New Jersey at Clash Bar. Here we go. Drive By Bukkake. July is not even like, it's not a Halloween band. It's not a joke name. They are using the punk. Oh, it says Spunkorama, but in the Punkorama logo. That's kind of clever, actually. Okay, well, let's skip ahead.
I feel like he did the like you guys sing it thing and no one's saying it. There's a dude in the front row just texting.
Yeah, this is like it's like a band that would open for a cool hardcore band in Calgary because there was no other remotely similar bands, and they would do something that just everyone would hate it.
One of my favorite, like, just like, it makes me uncomfortable to watch it, but I love how fucking goofy it is. Like, stage moves that bands do is like all of these guys have done this where they're like trying really hard to like rock, but the stage is really small. But they also seemingly like
it's just like delicate little. It's like they're doing ballet.
Delicate little bounces, and like the singer's doing it too. And like I've been watching this guy, but it's like you just need to get off the stage. Like you don't need to like. Do you need to hear your fucking monitor, dude? Like just like get out of there.
It's not a gag name. Like they have it printed on their kick drum too. Drive By Bukkake. These delicate dancers.
It's like this very like restrained and delicate movements.
Here we go. Well, that's not even the only hardcore adjacent cover of it. This is by
very adjacent.
This is by My Enemy's Hero, but they've done even the band Your Enemy's Friends did this where they don't do the possessive enemies with an apostrophe, so it's my enemy's plural hero. My enemy's hero. So you're saying my enemies, group of enemies, and then hero, two nouns beside it. Doesn't make any sense at all. So first of all, you're losing points on grammar before we've even gotten into the fucking song. My enemy's hero.
Yeah.
I just feel like with the hardcore ones, I do want to hear how they come in because it.
What? That was.
Sounds so bad.
Okay, like these, you got to admit, like these covers have a flavor.
This is hashtag hardcore,
and you don't want to taste that. You don't want to taste that flavor.
This is the worst flavor to me. What is this?
But when I'm in my car, don't give me no crap, 'cause the slightest thing and I might just slap.
He's kind of doing some Anthony Kiedis right there. Your fave.
Yeah, it's true.
What the fuck?
He's kind of
is
doing
this?
like what if Anthony Kiedis was in a hardcore band.
Yeah.
It's so weird. So much of this feels like I'm like, I don't know what bands these people are listening to. Like, what makes you play music like that?
It almost reminds me of like bandana, like thrash stuff from like 2006 or something. But I'm sure it's nothing like
But
that.
it's
Like
not.
what
I feel
happens
like it's like
next,
they've
or
only
cut the shit or
heard-
something. That's the
No,
most
it's like they've
generous
only ever
thing.
heard the Offspring and Pennywise or something.
Yeah.
It's just so bad.
Well, fortunately, Raffi Cello is here to help us calm down. He's wearing a Children of Bodom cut-off sleeve shirt. And one of the 3 fits he has, he's also wearing some kind of very methy skull shirt. And then I don't know what this one has behind it.
So you got to admit, though, when you hear it like this, it's good.
It's better, for sure. This is just a brief respite before it's going to get really tough again for both of us. Oh, no. He's got sunglasses on now. Oh, the little kick. This is awful. Come on. There's no way you like this. I notice you've got... Oh, they're...
Oh.
What? Oh, my God.
Listen, I don't necessarily agree with all the decisions being made here.
Maybe
But,
we'll...
like, the melodies are good.
Let's see if you think the melodies are good here with Neil Starr's cover on the good old...
Man, you know I'm really okay.
I feel like the last guy had the same statue on his shelf.
The gun in my
Yeah.
hand will tell you
It's like in the same room. They live in like a vine house or whatever, but it's just to cover bad habits.
Don't give me no crap, 'cause the slightest
You know, you never
thing and I
see
just might snap back.
Those kinds of disgusting sideburns anymore.
Oh, I think your kid's calling out for help in the background.
When I go driving, I stay in my lane.
It is definitely like this person is ignoring their parental duties.
It makes me insane.
Yeah, I don't know, man. And then I don't know what this next... This is kind of the last of the little genre exercises, and there's only a few left, but this is by Goulots. Now, I don't even know what this is, but I really don't like it at all, whatever it is. You know, it starts off kind of reverby. You're like, okay.
Oh. It makes everyone feel kind of like they
Putting
want
on
to
the
get
Ritz.
jazzy with
Everyone
it.
starts putting on the Ritz when this song comes
You
on.
know I'm really okay.
Wow, what?
The gun in my hand will tell you the same.
I also can't tell if this is like his real voice or... I think it is.
I'm in my car, don't give me no crap.
It feels like his real voice.
And it just might snap, baby.
Oh.
When I go driving, I stay
See, this is good. This okay. You do admit this is good.
I don't know if I think it's good, but I think it's more complete than some of the other ones for what it is. I don't think he's wearing pants. I can see his full pants on the couch behind him. On the weird
Yeah.
band shit.
Like Invisible Man style. They're like just sort of sitting there.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. The vibes are going to get weirder and weirder, I think, because this is called Bad Habit Offspring cover. Okay, that's normal. It's uploaded by the Mart Tremblay. Now, this guy, again, he looks like a 2022 hipster. Absolutely. He looks like he's on some second wave witch house drip, kind of. I don't think he's doing it on purpose, but also... I think if you really focus your ears, I think this is a What If It Had a Guitar Solo video, but it's like impossible to glean anything from the audio of this.
This guy's vibe is amazing.
Something about the audio, it like starts loud and then peaks and cuts down all the time. Oh, I think he's using a wah.
So this guy is like greasy kind of hair, like down to his.
He has one of those T-shirts that like looks like it's just like they airbrushed meth smoke and like tried to copy Famous Stars and Traps font or something.
Yeah.
It's like pre-affliction shirts.
Gaunt. Yeah. He's gaunt and greasy.
And he's just like shredding.
Does the guitar also have like an airbrushed like skull on it?
Yeah. He fucking rips, actually, that guitar, but it's just...
And then he's just chilling and listening.
Reach inside when you let these fuckers
He just kind of sometimes sings, sometimes breaks into a wah solo. It's really incredible.
Now he's tapping?
I mean, he rules. He fucking
wow.
rules. The Mark Tremblay. That's like 10 years old. Now, this next one I just wrote down as being evil, and I don't really remember why or what it is. But this is, oh yeah. I hadn't heard the song yet when I first checked this out. And this is by Oscar Perez, Bad Habit cover by Dr. Perez. And it has this horrible image on it that makes it really hard to... I don't know if this is part of the cover or...
Oh, wow. That's, yeah.
It has like a really brutal, hypnotizing white and black circle.
I can't really look at it. I'm flipping away.
It actually makes me feel nauseous. And the music makes me feel even more nauseous.
What is this fucking...
I mean, this kind of sounds like Crazy Spirit, so maybe... Okay, so up next, this is probably my favorite discovery. This is called Bond Habit. I don't really know why, but this is from something called John Spring Conspiracy of John. And this guy named John has made a whole bunch of synth covers of Offspring songs. But it doesn't, even despite the title and the artist name, you can tell even by the album art that it's serious. Like, this is a serious thing.
Yeah.
A collection of experimental / electronic covers of Offspring songs that nobody asked for. And this is also from 2019.
We'll tell you the same. When I'm in my car, don't give me no crap.
I mean, you're right. The art is really like serious endeavor art.
Yeah, it like looks like someone from Killing Joke's like present day solo album or something. Kind of has a Christmassy vibe to it now.
Yeah. God, the logo is so weird.
I go driving a state.
Oh.
What is this?
Getting cut off, it makes me
What is happening right now?
Okay, so you must like this song by now.
I mean, I feel like we've never found these bad of vibes, really.
Yeah, like these are unique vibes.
It's so upsetting. It's like so dark.
Oh, fuck.
All right, this is the last one I'm gonna play. This is a drum and bass version by DJ Cypher, SYFER. Kind of style skeptical vibes. Here we go. Making a 6.5 minute drum and bass version of Bad Habit is pretty sick.
Bad Habit.
I'm starting
It's
to love the
decision.
vibes now.
Yeah, see, you got there.
I did get there. It doesn't even fit at all. I can tell there's like no dynamics in here also.
Yeah.
Maybe something happens here. Let's see. Well, I think we can do our final.
What about this other gap? What about this? Hold on. Let's just. Why does it keep going back? It doesn't let me skip ahead.
Oh, really? Where you trying to go here?
Yeah.
It's just like.
What the fuck? Oh, look, SoundCloud's not cooperating. We can just assume that it's great the whole way through.
Yeah, I think we can do our final thoughts over this. I mean, I love that the idea of this show being some version of interrogating good and bad, and then us saying let's do a good Offspring song, and then it's this one, and it's so bad. And I literally just started getting. I'm not joking. This is so what the vibes of the song are. That since starting this episode, I'm now getting ads for the Audible original, The Sandman Act 3, No Dreams Last Forever. Is that like some Neil Gaiman shit or something? I'm not joking. When we started, because I have to pause ads on Watch Together. When we started the show, I was getting ads for shoes that I already own, and now it's switched that it thinks I like Neil Gaiman now. So that's what's happened. That's incredible.
The vibes are like they're altering the algorithm in real time. Powerful. My final thought is I was right that it's good. I feel like I need to shower. Like I feel like I kind of got home from a show like when smoking was still legal and I just stink of stale cigarettes.
I kind of want to drink like a 2 liter of Mountain Dew for dinner and nothing else.
Yes, I mean there's calories in it.
Like warm. A warm Mountain Dew.
Yeah. Just get some of that warm MD. All right, listen, I've got a bad habit, and it's doing the pod. Yeah, yeah. Joining us now to talk about his favorite band, The Offspring, maybe a song that you at least like or are aware of in Bad Habit, is Rob, whose name I only recently learned in the DMs, the person behind. Honestly, I can say this now because I feel like we should be memorializing aspects of Twitter that we enjoy. Maybe one of my I would say like you run my favorite account on Twitter.
It's a little
metal.txt.
That's a little hurtful to hear.
Hey, thanks. Thank you.
Josiah, you are easily one of my least favorite accounts on Twitter. I would say that to your face.
I know.
I'll say it to you directly.
Same.
You use the platform in the most difficult and aggravating way possible, and that's the point. But Rob, you bring a lot of joy to Twitter with metal.txt. How should I be pronouncing metal text?
Usually I say metal text. Yeah.
I have a question right off the bat because the thing is, whenever I'm writing something for work, I hate like word processors adding formatting, anything like that. I don't really like. Google Docs is always trying to do things the right word. So I do always use text edit. So I'm familiar with .txt, but is there like an internet-y context that I'm missing that they sort of, I remember that was a thing for a while. There were so many .txt accounts.
There was a thing for a while. There was like the ebooks accounts, the horse ebooks and that stuff. And then there were .text. Basically, they were like, we're going to take quotes from other places and put them onto Twitter. So there was... The one that like got me to do it was goons.txt, which was taking quotes from Something Awful forums, just ridiculous shit. So mine started as that, and I abandoned that very, very quickly. Right. Basically, like started posting quotes from like, there's the Metallum, the Metal Archives website, which is a source of great joy to me. Various PR lists that I was on of just because writing about metal in particular is just so over the top ridiculous, like just the PR of it, the reviews of it, everything is over the top. So that was where it started, but then I got bored with it and I just started posting,
I loved that because I feel like one of two things happens usually. What you did will happen, similarly My friend Rock and Roll Photos just kind of became a normal account.
Yeah.
Or
I love that one too. Yeah.
Or it becomes like out of context Stranger Things and Stranger Things No Context are both fighting because one of them's a secret neo-Nazi and they're suing each other. Like every time I see a shirts that go hard type account, I know that it's going to end very badly for some reason. They grow too big too fast and then it falls apart.
There was one that was like, I forget what it was something like Taylor Swift related. It was like a Taylor Swift stan account that then disappeared for a long time. And when they posted again, they were like, hey, all sorry, I've been in jail because I refused the draft in my country.
Yeah.
That was the best.
Oh, yeah.
That was so good.
Like a 2-year absence. And they're like, hey, sorry about that. Yeah, that was the best one. Mm-hmm. But yeah, then I've shifted to, I feel like my Twitter legacy at this point that I have, doing the thing that everybody is doing with the Twitter walls caving in. I started a Discord server just to in case Elon deletes the site tomorrow.
Right.
This stupid album art thread is really, I feel like, what people remember my Twitter account for, because I shifted from the stupid metal writing to stupid metal covers of albums, because there's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of good ones out there. Let me tell you.
It's rich. I feel like from time to time when I see a band or like an album that I liked in there, like I remember, I think last year's or this year's maybe started with like Bong Wizard, and I was like, Bong Wizard are sick.
I know, yeah.
I definitely have a notebook that's maybe in front of me with like a Bong Wizard, like Bong remains the same sticker on it. It's not right in front of me.
There are a lot of really
lying.
good bands that there's a lot of really good bands that I've found from doing the thread. Sometimes people get really mad at me and yell at me about, I have to really clarify that stupid does not mean bad, that I dislike it. There it is.
No one can see this, but Josiah called me a liar, and so I just did one. It was in a drawer. That's because I finished with it.
I love this thread. I used to do when I worked at Exclaim Magazine, I would do, I don't mince words, and I am trying to make enemies on the internet at all times. I did the worst album art of the year, and people would get so upset. Yeah. And I remember, sometimes people would email me my own band's album art to own me, which is, so funny. I know what it looks like. I did
hold up a fucking mirror, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's so good.
What's do you have a favorite band you've discovered through the bad album art thread?
Yeah, there is a band. I don't know where they're from off the top of my head. There is a band called Necropanther, which I was mostly making fun of. Their name,
too sick of a name.
Their name is sick. In the album cover at the time, it was their first record. Their album cover was the most generic. It was like a cube floating in space or something. It was very generic. And then the name was Necropanther. And I was like, there is a sick, relationship here that is just not vibing at all. And they found it and they thought it was funny. All of their album art, since then, has been great, has been really good stuff. They're a great band. Check out Necropanther. This sort of thrashy death stuff. Yeah.
So this is a question that's going to become applicable to the pod approximately 3 weeks from now, I think, when we talk about something else. But
we had to do some batch recording recently. That's why he's talking like that.
But I'm making it more. I'm sort of planting the seeds for the confusion that is to come. But with the Offspring, sometimes we listen to a song and we're like, okay, this song, it's a single, it's not that bad, and then it has the most dog shit mud stained CD wallet looking art I've ever seen in my life. So do you find that album art makes you for me, I can't really separate the aesthetic that they chose with the music. Can you do that?
No, I agree. I definitely, there's, and part of it, in the album art thread, some of the stuff that I post is just like that, where I'm saying it's kind of goofy. This doesn't relate at all. This is this sick thrash record or whatever, and it looks very spacey cover. No, I very visually relate when I listen to albums and I see the cover. I relate them together all the time, for sure. It definitely influences the sound of it, for sure, to me, of what I think about it. Yeah.
What if
So what do you think
have
of the Offspring's
What if you
aesthetic?
also-
They do have a lot of very bad art on the Offspring.
or even their clothes, or most of their decisions, even their stage names. Really, I mean, there's just so many bad vibes, in my opinion. But
So I told Sam that when Sam asked me if I wanted to do this, and I said I have next to zero opinions or like thoughts on the Offspring at all. Is that okay? But then I was like, but then I actually thought about it for a second. Yeah.
that's what we want.
One of the things, one of my Offspring stories, which I don't know if this has come up yet, has Gringo Bandito, Dexter's hot sauce, come up?
It's kind of been in the subtext. Yeah, it's the subtext.
Yeah.
Let's make it the
dug
text.
in on Gringo Bandito.
I don't have a ton to talk about with it there. I was like, have I ever tweeted anything about the Offspring? Have I ever put my thoughts out there about the Offspring? The only thing that I've tweeted about them was that I bought a bottle of that hot sauce, not realizing like what it was. I needed hot sauce at the store. They had it, and my wife was like, "Why did you fucking buy the Offspring dude's hot sauce?" And I was like, what do you mean? And like, it very clearly says that on the bottle too. Like, he's not mincing that it's him. That was it. That's my Gringo Bandito story. It's pretty good.
Is it good? That's what I've
review.
heard. I mean, I think that makes sense. Is that exactly what we just talked about? The Offspring aesthetic is not good for CDs, but it's perfect for hot sauce.
It's perfect for hot sauce. Absolutely. It is very hot sauce. Like the Ixnay cover art, it already looks like hot sauce label, like perfectly.
It's true.
Like Ass Blaster, all those ridiculous ones like that. Yeah. Yeah.
So just to be clear, though, a lot of respect goes to your wife here for immediately calling you out for
calling me out on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like maybe like, what does she not know about you? If you were like, oh, I'm actually just like, before we met, I was like really into the Offspring, and they're just, you don't hear me listen to them anymore, but I'm still kind of a big fan. But that conversation didn't have to happen.
No. And that didn't have to happen. Didn't happen. Won't happen.
But the sauce is pretty good.
The sauce is pretty good. The sauce is pretty good. It is pretty hot.
On top, I mean, eventually we'll maybe talk about the actual band or song for like 30 seconds, probably, is what we do.
Yeah.
And usually then guests will be like, well, I actually listened to it. I have things to say. And we're like, sorry, our Zoom is running out of time. We don't pay for Zoom. But I was curious, you're in America, obviously.
Uh-huh.
What has been, first of all, have you ever, I guess, I'll start with the big question. I'll add the other question at the end.
The Offspring.
Have you ever shot someone with a gun while you were driving? And if not, what's the worst road rage you've ever seen?
So I'm actually from Southern California, which is where the Offspring is from too. They're from fucking, I don't know, Garden Grove or something.
We don't
somewhere.
know. We have no idea.
We've been talking about them for 2 months, and we don't.
Yeah.
Like LA generally.
Yeah, they're somewhere. Yeah, somewhere in there. But I've driven on. I guarantee you, I've driven on the freeways that Dexter has driven on. He was probably mad at the 210 or the 57. One of those. I've driven on there. I've been mad about it too. I haven't ever shot anyone on there.
That's good. Probably
I have actually seen somebody shoot a gun out of a car on the freeway one time.
Whoa. Really?
Yeah. They just like, it wasn't really directly at a car, but they did stick a gun out of the car and just sort of fire up in the air. They were like mad about something and shot out. So yes, that apparently does happen.
Do you know they were mad?
America's so different. It's so different.
I feel like if you were in the South, that almost could be a celebratory gesture, putting a gun out and shooting it in the air. I don't know.
Yeah, from what I've seen in cartoons.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There's also like I'm in the Bay Area now. I'm in Oakland, California, and there's sort of a Bay Area pastime is sideshows, which basically is just you get cars and you do donuts, and a bunch of people gather around on like open streets, not in a parking lot. You just sort of block off a street and people do donuts and go nuts, whatever. And at the end of them, people do fire their guns up in the air to sort of signal that it's over. So I mean,
that sounds great. To be
hear
honest.
that pretty regularly from where I'm at in Oakland. I do hear gunfire from.
And have you ever
often.
participated like in your car?
I have not. No, maybe someday. No, in the Mazda CX-5 doing donuts.
Oh
yeah, I look at a Mazda's a great car. It's a reliable automobile. The Mazda. I'm not sure how
you say
thick it is for trip
code. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Moss
Blink
to sponsor
155.
yeah, cool.
Yeah, no, we're sort of like, when you're reading.
We can't even get like local microbrews to sponsor us, so there's no way that we have a car company.
We can't figure out why no one wants to sponsor us, but for some reason, it's just it's never happened. Could you get any sponsors of your Merzbow podcast?
No. Some surprisingly.
Also. Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, tell us about your Merzbow pod. I feel like that's kind of a similar vibe of
It is.
Was it punishing though, or did you like coming through the end of it? Did you regret it? Did you feel like you were trapped in some sort of in between world where you're talking about the Offspring still for 2 months, even though it was supposed to be Blink-182?
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I shouldn't. I need to get the Merzbow podcast back up online. I had it hosted and then the hosting was down. I'm getting it back up on archive.org, so don't go looking for it at the moment. But yes, I did with my friend Eric Easy Snapping on Twitter. We listened to the entirety of the Merzbox, which is a 50 CD Merzbow collection, archival thing, whatever. I'm not sure. It was a stupid idea that became a real thing. Like I think I made a joke on Twitter about doing it, and Eric was like, "Yeah, sign me up. Like I'll do it." And we actually followed through with it. And yeah, it was punishing, definitely, for sure. It was, we weren't talking about like single songs. We at least had a whole CD to talk about each time. But it was, if you're not familiar with the work of Masami Akita Merzbow, it is noise. It's heavy, harsh noise, squealing, screeching, whatnot. There's some different stuff on the Merzbox because it was like his earlier stuff, but even most of the his early work is basically like banging on a trash can for 50 minutes while like a leaf blower plays in the room.
It sounds so much better than pop punk, honestly.
The worst part of it was that this is like an archival thing. He did these 50 CDs. It was pulling material from like 20 years before, whatever, but there was no editor on it. Like he was doing the editing. Masami Akita was doing the editing on it. And it was like, he had discovered that CDs let you do 72 minutes of material. And he was going to fill every one of those with as close to 72 minutes as possible. So a bunch of his tapes would have like a tape would have 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. And he would just shove stuff on there. So you'd get like, I would do the notes at the beginning and it would be like, the first track is from 1978, but then the other one's from 1989, and they don't have anything to do with each other, but they're all in here. So there's just a lot of random shit on there. But yeah, we sort of powered through at first. We're like, all right, we're going to dig into this. And then I think the 20 through 40 on the CDs really got rough. And then we like powered through in the end again. But like for a while there was one that like, it was a live one. You could barely hear anything. And I think the episode was like 5 minutes long. And her just kept saying, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this.
Now,
so we did go a little crazy. Yeah.
I feel like I'm the Eric sometimes. Like I would be like, there's nothing to say. And somehow our episodes were still always 3 hours long. So.
I feel like yours, the fact that you mentioned what year something came out on yours makes it less difficult than ours, which is kind of exists outside of time, despite how easy it is. But I did some Googling while you were talking. I mean, generally when someone's talking to me, I'm usually surfing the web. I just going to admit it. But I did some Googling, and are you the Merzbow podcast that Merzbow beefed with, or there was another one too?
No.
I mean, tell us about the Merzbow pod universe.
So we started our podcast, and like 2 weeks later, these other dudes that we became sort of friends with online, they started a podcast about Merzbow. And so for a while there were 2 Merzbow podcasts going on, it was very strange, but we did it as sort of it was a bit of a comedy thing, right? Of like diving into this, whatever, we're just going to, rip on it, whatever. And theirs was definitely like a fan podcast. Like they were very big fans of him. They talked to like some of his collaborators and worked on like people that had worked with him, and they wanted to get him on the show. Eventually was like the goal, but they got in trouble with him because they talked to a collaborator. Merzbow was really into pornography He made his own book of like rope bondage pornography. Just really just was really his thing. And then he married like a born again Christian or something, and he converted himself, and he has disowned that part of his life entirely. And so this guest talked about that apparently one time Masami was touring the US and he bought so much porn in the US that he had to send it back in a shipping crate to Japan.
Oh my God.
like he bought an entire like pallet of pornography.
Who amongst us?
Who amongst us hasn't? But apparently he got really, really mad about that. Somebody like sent it to him and he got very angry that somebody shared his pornography details online and sent them a bunch of really mean emails, like calling the one guy fat and just all kinds of really mean stuff. And so,
Amazing.
Yeah, that happened.
All we had was like Mark Hoppus denying he had ever done our podcast.
He's a lot more passive aggressive.
I think like sadder, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just kind of flew under the radar. We were like, okay, we're just not going to say anything. Don't talk about it. We had there are like a couple CDs on the Merzbow that are called Porn Noise, and like the titles were all references to it, and we're like, we're just going to skate by this. We're just not going to talk about this. We don't want Masami to be mean to us. So, yeah.
Now it's
hopefully he doesn't like the Offspring.
Yeah.
I've heard.
Imagine if he was like a huge fan, though, and specifically loved Bad Habits.
You don't even remember what song we're talking about, do you? Because I know.
I know. We've done a lot of Offspring for the last 36 hours. So maybe it's not shocking, given that you're collecting metal album covers, bits of metal press releases, doing a Merzbow podcast, that the Offspring is not necessarily sort of high up on your list of favorite bands, but you did at least say, "Ooh, I get the Bad Habit episode." Is that because? Do you have any, outside of watching someone shoot a gun on the freeway? Do you have any? To Josiah's point, the Zoom counter's running down here. So do you have anything?
I do. I see it. It's up there now.
Oh, I was hoping you could. Yeah. So we're using free Zoom here. Do you have any thoughts on the song this week, "Bad Habit" by the Offspring?
Yeah, I do. So I was like very much in the peak age for Offspring when this CD came out, because I think it was 12 when this came out, and that's, I think, ideally the age that you should be if you're trying to listen to the Offspring is 12. That's like, it's right in there. I personally didn't get, I did have the CD. I had Smash. I don't know if it was necessarily mine that I purchased. I had an older brother that was really into music, so we just had lots of CDs around. I had lots of friends that got this CD taken away by their parents because of this song.
This is the one. This is the thing. It's all over Reddit. Everyone's like, my parents freaked out. They heard this. Like,
yeah,
that's the memory that everyone has of this CD. I think
that's kind of with this song, with this CD. That's the memory of it, and I distinctly remember. My friends getting their CDs taken away. I don't think my parents gave that much of a shit, because my brother is almost 9 years older than me. He's also into like weird music, but he went kind of a weird jam band hippie route. But he always had weird stuff around, so I think they just kind of didn't really care what I listened to. I listened to a lot of like Rob Zombie and stuff at the time. I definitely had this CD. My other Offspring thought.
But Rob Zombie doesn't square. Rob Zombie is just like ghouls, and more ghouls.
Yeah. And he did have a lot of like half naked babes on his covers.
Yeah, there'd be like sex. There'd just be like sort of sex sounds, naked women, and then just songs that about like Return of the Living Dead 3.
Yeah. My other Offspring thought, my other one that I did remember that I was saying I had two Offspring things was, and this one's actually kind of, I'm a little cred here. I'm going to flex a little bit on this, was that their CD before this. So they're a Southern California band. They were kind of around. My brother had lots of albums and stuff. And I distinctly remember we had the CD before Smash, Ignition.
Yeah.
We owned Ignition before Smash came out. Like we had it. And if you look on their Wikipedia, it says that they sold like 500 copies of that album before Smash came out. Like it was like it was like the biggest flop on there. They were like, gonna get dropped by their label and stuff. But we definitely had it. I listened to it. It just wasn't really my thing, but that's it. That's my only thought on it.
I would say if you're one of 500 people that owned Ignition at the
you're a big
pre-Smash,
fan.
that makes you eminently qualified and a huge fan.
You're a mega fan of the Offspring.
I listened. So I did listen to the song again. I did listen to Bad Habit. It was the first time that I had listened to Offspring since I was probably 12. And like this song does kind of rip. Like,
that's right, Josiah. You hear him? He says it rips.
Boy. I don't know.
A little. I mean, compared to everything else on the CD, I'd heard on some of the other episodes of this, you talked about how like the Offspring is labeled as a punk band, but then they don't really sound like punk music or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, this like ignoring the vocals entirely, it kind of sounds like a Bad Religion song or something. Like it really does.
Yeah, maybe that's why I don't like it.
Yeah,
exactly. I thought this song sounded like 12-year-old's version of Motorhead, kind of like.
That's punk.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess
you're describing
right.
is the genre of punk.
I guess
punk,
so.
Yeah.
I guess you're right. I mean, I'm outnumbered here. I don't know what to say, but
just a couple of huge Bad Habit heads talking to you, the hater.
I'm outnumbered by 2 Offspring mega fans right now. It's killing me.
But I agree. I agree. The song rocks. I probably spent 2 hours talking about it up until this moment, so people don't necessarily have to hear it again. But I'm glad you appreciate it and have offered your, credible stamp of approval.
Yeah.
So what do you want to? Do you want to plug anything? Should people?
Yeah, in the dying minutes of the Zoom, Rob. What? So
are you going to pay for Twitter Blue?
Podcast?
Are you going to pay for Twitter Blue or no?
I'm not gonna pay for Twitter Blue.
Fair.
My tweets will vanish into the ether. Just immediately get deleted. I have
in the rain.
I have all kinds of stuff that I joked not that long ago about that I became one of those people online that need one of those Linktree websites because I just have lots of stupid projects out there. I've got a new Discord. If you're sick of Twitter, you want to come hang out with me on Discord, check on my Twitter account. I've got that. I sell stickers. I do have a sticker store linked on my Twitter account. It's just metaltext.bigcartel.com, and I sell a sticker that says that I listen to Japanese harsh noise and I'm not registered to vote. And I believe that I've sold out of 1,000 of them at this point because that was a big hit. So
that's
if you want to get in on the next order of those stickers, check that out. I think that's it. I think that's my plug.
Awesome. Rob, it's a pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you so
long time
much.
Follow, first time chatting. So
absolutely.
It's a real pleasure to again have you telling Josiah that Bad Habit is fucking sick as hell.
It goes. It does.
Everyone's saying this. Everyone agrees. Well, Rob, I wish you best of luck out on your terrifying, Dexter Holland-esque American freeway system. And
you got to just start shooting. It's the most dangerous drivers are defensive drivers, and I think that applies to firearms as well.
Yeah, I wish I had a gun that I could shoot to end my section on the podcast here, like just to end that way.
I can add it in if you want. No,
can you do that?
Yeah, absolutely. There'll be
add a little
submachine
submachine gun firing.
Okay.
So here's where Josiah's going to put a gun sound effect in now.
Recording stopped.